Hey everyone, welcome back to Jades Corner. Today, we're diving back into the world of Teen Wolf and exploring the true power of True Alpha Scott McCall. Scott's journey is filled with powerful moments that define his character and showcase the potential of just how powerful of a werewolf and a leader he truly is. Before we jump into those moments, if you're a fan of video essays like this, consider making today the day you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell to never miss future videos. Now, let's understand what it means to be a true alpha and how Scott attained this extraordinary status. In the Teen Wolf universe, a true alpha werewolf is a werewolf who rises to the alpha rank not by biting or killing, but through exceptional character and strength of will. Scott's journey to becoming a true alpha is a testament to his leadership, compassion, and unwavering sense of justice. Because true alphas are so rare, they don't appear more than once every century or more, at least until Teen Wolf the movie, when Derek Hale ascended to true alpha status after sacrificing his life to permanently kill the no Kitsune. This has caused many supernaturals and pseudo-supernaturals to come to Beacon Hills to either attempt to steal his power or to use it for their own ends, all of which have either been killed by Scott and his pack or have been reformed to eventually become pack allies. Once Scott became a true alpha, he gained access to incredible abilities, and one of his most iconic abilities is the Alpha Roar. This isn't just a loud roar, it's a manifestation of both his authority and power. Scott's Alpha Roar has been a game changer in many intense situations, dispersing enemies and asserting his dominance as a leader. Alphas have the ability to roar so powerfully that they can scare away weaker creatures and force betas and omegas to submit, to transform into their werewolf forms, or to return to their human forms. This roar can also empower the members of his respective pack, allowing them to fight through torture, serious injuries, or other painful experiences enough to access their powers, which are often weakened or inaccessible when the werewolf is in extreme pain. This was demonstrated when Scott's roar allowed Isaac to transform enough to break the coyote trap on his ankle, and his roar also reverted Malia Tate back to her human form after being stuck in her Werecoyote form for 8 years. And his roar also allowed Liam to fight through the taser he was being injured with to defeat the Icon House orderlies attacking him. He also uses his roar to force betas to transform against their will, such as in the case with Jing and Tierney in the sheriff's station, and with Eli Hale to force his healing to activate after being injured by a recently resurrected Allison Argent. Scott's true alpha status also grants him remarkable healing abilities. His ability to regenerate at an accelerated rate has not only saved his life, but also allowed him to protect those he cares about. Whether it's recovering from a brutal fight or saving a friend from a life-threatening injury, Scott's healing prowess is a key element of his true power. As an alpha werewolf, Scott has the ability to heal from all wounds within moments, and as a result is immune to all diseases and conditions. Because of his healing ability, Scott was cured of his asthma. This also extends to the majority of toxins, as evidenced by the fact that Scott has been unable to get intoxicated from alcohol or illicit drugs since he became a werewolf, though some medications such as animal tranquilizers can still affect him if his healing ability has been impaired in some way. Examples: weakened from torture with electricity or being poisoned with wolfsbane. Scott has recovered from injuries as mild as a small cut on his hand, and as severe as being stabbed through the chest with a ninjato, which is the swords that the Oni used as featured in Teen Wolf Season 3 and Teen Wolf the movie. Gunshot wounds. The only real limit to this power is that substances that werewolves are vulnerable to, such as wolfsbane and electricity, can impair this ability, and his emotional state has a huge impact on how quickly he can heal, as evidenced when his self-hatred from the fracturing of his pack caused his severe claw gashes to stop healing for several weeks after being stabbed by a wolfsbane-coated dagger by a resurrected Allison Argent. On his deathbed, Allison used heat from a flare to trigger Scott's healing, and his injuries were completely healed within mere minutes. Because of Scott's rapid cellular regeneration, it prevents him from contracting most human diseases and conditions and replaces his degenerating cells at a constant rate. He ages much more slowly than a normal human would and is granted a greatly extended lifespan. It is unknown what the average life expectancy of a werewolf is, but the oldest known werewolf, Satomi Ido, is 110 years old, if not more, with the appearance of a 50 to 60-year-old woman, suggesting that werewolves, if they are not killed, could potentially live decades, if not longer. Though how long werewolves can live to has never been specified in the show or by the series creator Jeff Davis. But the true power of Scott's true alpha status goes beyond the physical strength. It's about emotional resilience. His unwavering commitment to doing what's right, even in the face of adversity, demonstrates a different kind of strength that defines the true alpha. Moments where he is faced with personal challenges and stayed true to his values showcase this emotional fortitude. Scott has demonstrated a very strong sense of willpower and cannot be easily coerced into defying his own nature, whether by peer pressure or by torture. It was this willpower that is partially attributed to his ascension to the status of true alpha. Scott has a highly attuned sense of empathy for animals, humans, and supernatural creatures alike, and generally disregards any worry about himself in favor of focusing on how others are feeling. He can intuitively sense the emotions of others, especially when he uses these instincts in conjunction with his ability to interpret the chemo signals in their sense and listening to their heart rates with his heightened senses. When people around him are happy, Scott is cheerful, optimistic, and ecstatic. If they are scared, he will comfort them, and if they are hurt, Scott will do anything to relieve their pain. Scott has used this ability frequently, most notably when he sensed that Erica Reyes was about to have a seizure moment before it actually happened, giving him time to rush in and catch her after the seizure caused Erica to fall off of the climbing wall. This ability is at least partially a result of him being raised by a nurse and working as a veterinary technician. Throughout the series, Scott has demonstrated a strong ability to endure a great deal of pain, due mostly to his empathetic nature and his insistence that he takes on the pain of others so they do not have to do so. Examples of this ability include Scott getting shot in the abdomen to prevent Matt Delahair from doing the same to his mother, being tortured by the Nogitsune, who was possessing Styles at the time, with an Oni Ninjato being twisted in his guts, Scott insisting on being tortured with electricity by the Calavera family to prevent them from torturing Lydia Martin, who did not have the power to heal herself, putting himself between Malia Tate and the wall to act as a cushion so she would not be hurt as badly, among many, many other acts of emotional strength.
There's something different, isn't there?
Scott has been well known for his leadership abilities, especially in the months after he was turned into a werewolf. Derek Hale once went so far to say that Scott was an alpha of his own pack even before anyone knew that Scott had the potential to be a true alpha. As a true alpha, Scott isn't just a powerful werewolf, he is a leader. From guiding his pack through intense battles to making tough decisions, Scott has consistently put the well-being of his friends first. Though this is kind of contradictory to some of the decisions he makes in seasons such as season 5, especially with characters in particular Liam Dunbar coming to mind first. His leadership style, marked by compassion, understanding, and the ability to inspire others, sets him apart as a true alpha and just as a werewolf in his own right in general. Now let's talk about the moments that truly define Scott's power. Remember the epic showdown with the Alpha Pack, where Scott faced Deucalion, the leader of the pack, and emerged victorious after he had already taken down a almost fully powered up Jennifer Blake and Derek Hale at the same time with little to no effort? Or the nail-biting battle against the Nogitsune where Scott's strength of will prevailed over dark forces? These iconic fights showcase not just the physical prowess of the true alpha himself, but the indomitable spirit that makes Scott McCall a legendary character. As an alpha werewolf, Scott possesses physical strength that is far beyond any human capacity. At its weakest level, Scott's strength is able to let him break off doorknobs off a locked door, and he can knock out a fellow supernatural creature with a solid punch to the head, as shown in his battle with the Canema Jackson Whittemore and with then Omega Werewolf Peter Hale. At its strongest level, Scott was able to break through a stone entrance to a tomb in La Iglesia with only his fist and break through steel restraints even despite being tortured by electricity by the Calaveras, which I mentioned before in the previous section, who turned up the voltage to its highest level just prior to this. He has been shown to cause multiple spiral fractures with a simple flick of his wrist in the forearm of a powerful werewolf Garuda Chimera hybrid named Belasco, who had just stabbed him in the chest with his power-stealing talons. In the trailer for Teen Wolf the movie, he went from not being able to take down a single Oni back when he was 17 years old during the events of the episode Illuminated and all throughout the rest of Teen Wolf Season 3B, to now being able to completely overpower and deal with them with relative ease with no issues. He was also able to stave off the Tribrid Lowenminch, which was a combination of Garrett Douglas being a wolf, lion, and a ghost rider, I'm pretty sure, long enough on his own to stave off the Wild Hunch train, completely erasing the residents of Beacon Hills from existence. And his most impressive feat of strength, including the Teen Wolf movie version of Scott, is his fight against the Beast of Javadan. He doesn't win any of the fights. In fact, most of the time he's getting destroyed, but Sebastian, despite being the most powerful werewolf in the franchise, has enough respect for Scott to compliment him and give him his credit, letting him know that he's very strong in his own right as a werewolf. And there you have it, the true power of true alpha Scott McCall. From the unique way he has earned his status to the incredible abilities, leadership, and unforgettable battles he's demonstrated, Scott's journey is one for the ages. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, as it helps this video perform better in the YouTube algorithm. Comment your thoughts on this video down below. I go through all the comments, so any feedback is appreciated. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider making today that day. I cover anything supernatural related, including TV shows and movies, but I primarily cover MTV Teen Wolf. And when you subscribe, don't forget to also hit that bell icon and set those notifications to all so that you never miss a future video. Recently, I opened channel memberships as well. So if you want to further support my channel, consider becoming a member by hitting that join button. You get special perks that normal subscribers don't, such as priority replies, exclusive members only streams and videos, and more. Also, if you aren't aware, my first novel True Alpha dropped back in June 2023. You can grab yourself a digital copy over on Amazon. There are no physical copies for the time being, so sorry for the inconvenience. To further support the series, you can visit the official True Alpha fandom site and the official True Alpha channel, both of which will be linked both in the description and the comment section in my pinned comment as well. I release new chapters monthly on Patreon, and the series will be returning later this year in August with chapter 13, and the second book is set to release next year in April 2025. Until next time, this is Jades Corner signing off. Peace.